Interview Jim Kelly was, and I was like, God, he took. Oh, we're recording. Sorry.
Oh, he realized we were recording. And coming to you live from an old woman's house on a hill, where Kenny had to change his shirt 3 times because he's becoming a big boy. And I almost died during the week, and well, the other two they just did what they did.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Sports Allegedly on the, what is this?
15th of January.
The fourth day of August in a sweltering Oklahoma
And
Friday.
2023, the year of our Lord.
Yeah, but it wasn't as hot today, sweltering, as it was yet. Yesterday was horrible.
It's just
the
hot.
day before that was even worse.
It was just hot.
Or maybe it was the day before.
Right.
One day my truck said
Wednesday
112. Today was
the worst.
105.
What are we, fucking meteorologists here? Let's get to sports.
You know what? We're from Oklahoma. We are all
We're all meteorologists. All right. Anyway, thanks for joining us for this episode. We're going to do a quick rundown today. We're going to talk about
mediocrity.
We're going to talk about the ACC. We're going to have our thoughts on that and predictions. We're also going to talk about the West in the NFL. We're going to talk about the AFC West, the NFC West. We're going to talk about each team, their schedule, give our predictions for that, and then we'll have some odds and ends in. But hey,
let's start with it.
Let's get to the main thing we're talking about.
Let's start with the downfall of the granddaddy of them all, the Pac-12, the Conference of Non-Champions.
It's been all week. They were good. They weren't so good. Oh, they're back. Oh, shit, it's bad. Oh, they're in a secret meeting and all 9 of them are going to get together. No. Oh, wait, we were supposed to have a nice TV deal done for them. Grant of rights, nothing. Klikoff comes in with this Apple TV. Hey, you might get a little bit less money, but we could get more based on subscribership. I never saw the money. Did anybody see the money?
No, the money was bad.
But no one saw it. It's like they kept it under wraps.
They didn't say it.
So obviously, at breaking news today,
they said that with the incentives of them adding subscribers, they could possibly get to Big 12 money.
Correct, but we as the public never got to see that.
They never showed us it.
Now, unless I've missed it, but I assume that's going to come out.
So they said that the CW deal was just under. I don't think we ever saw numbers on that.
Well, they always that.
They said that it was just under the Big 12 deal.
That was
relatively close.
That was CW and streaming together. That was going to be close to the Big 12 money. But obviously, you know as well as I do. I mean, we have Prime right now has a Thursday night game. It started last year.
Boo.
I had to think
Shut up, boy.
and remind myself to watch that game because
Boo.
I don't have Prime.
Shut up, boy.
I don't have Prime on all the time. Unless I go to watch a movie.
I do because I only stream.
You do, but
I don't.
I'm a modern.
Yes. You're the oldest one here, but yet you're the most modern.
I know what the word yeet means.
Allegedly. But anyway, so
and on fleck.
But most people, and I still think that the audience that the NFL caters to is a male above 40. And now they'd like to cater to everybody.
I would say mid-30s to 40.
I'm just saying above. I mean, they'll take.
The mid-30s. Mid-30s.
But
Zach's out of it.
I think that's what they're trying to cater to, which those people still have TV, especially if you get in the 50s and 60s, or they're still on running some sort of cable system, satellite system. So they
don't have all the streaming. Is what you're trying to say.
And I think that you're what's the word I'm looking for? When you're out there, you're being seen. It's your
mojo.
No, it's just those teams that are in the Pac-12. If they're going to be on Apple, they just don't have the relevancy that other teams have that are I mean, I'm flipping games.
Nobody wants to watch.
No, I'm flipping games.
Well,
so, I mean,
remember, they always had the late game. That was the one thing.
Well, that's fine to understand.
That was the one thing that they had.
But
they
there's
always
still
had
other,
the late game.
But there's still other networks that have those. So when we were watching,
nobody had the midnight game.
when we were watching a primetime ABC, NBC, CBS night game, and halftime it's 9 o'clock or 8:45, we're flipping to watch the start of a Pac-12 team on ESPN2 or Fox Sports or something like that.
Now
We're not gonna hop onto that.
Yeah.
And I might sound like an old man here because I'm sure some streaming you can flip easier, but I know it's not easy just to flip on my streaming network from cable. It's a process.
It
Well,
is.
and
it takes
people
time.
have to realize that
But
football is dead on the West.
But it takes time to do that. So then it's just easier for me to flip to CBS Sports and watch a Mountain West team late at night because it's football while I'm waiting to get halftime over with. But
the game's probably going to be just as good as the Pac-12 game.
But yes,
I'm going to throw that out there.
Streaming hasn't got it down yet. I mean, the cable is just 10 times easier. I would agree with that. Streaming
and
it's a hassle.
But that's
It's
what you have in
flexibility.
bars. That's what you don't have streaming services in bars.
Well, that's another thing. Exactly.
Your biggest.
I'm saying
when
there's a lot of people that go to Buffalo Wild Wings or bars.
Sports bars and
Yes.
Yeah, which we
and
noticed
restaurants
we
and-
noticed that last year where everyone's like, "Hey, it's Thursday night. Can you put the game on?" And everyone's on their phone trying to get it and stream it to the. Everyone's turning on the Wi-Fi trying to stream it on there. It's like, that's fucking lame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to sit at home and watch Prime with my wife.
But anyway, but I think
That's the opinions of one person on the podcast.
I'm sorry, you guys love it.
But I think that is I think there's just it's not that flexibility to make it so
talk
easy.
about his wife.
So when you got a recall on your remote,
Yeah, you can
just-
hit
It's easy,
recall and
yeah.
it goes from one
It's
channel
just
to the
easier,
other
so.
on cable, or you have to switch from streaming
But you
back
got
to
6
cable.
streams.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, streaming though
It is very annoying switching between
with
channels.
having a podcast. You guys should definitely invest in
streaming.
just get the Sunday ticket. Have like force.
I'm not paying Yahoo that much money.
Is it that much?
YouTube.
YouTube now, yeah.
Yeah,
It's not as much as you would think it is.
Yeah, it's like $100 or $150
No,
a
higher
season.
than that.
It's like $200.
Preston could have got it for free for like 10 years if he wouldn't have pissed off DirecTV.
Yeah, no.
They offered it to you.
What a dick.
That'd have been like sealed.
Let's
They-
not
no.
get into
We're not
old-
getting
we're
into
not
that.
getting old-
I'll
old
talk to
man-
you about that later, because I am not
We'll hash that out later.
I'm not a DirecTV member anymore.
But
So you're
in
the
DirecTV,
DirecTV?
if you want to sponsor Sports Alleged at any time or have your own network on DirecTV, we would love to.
We'll
We
have
get
Crescent do the
back on
ad.
it.
Yeah, I'll be-
I am sorry, I was wrong.
No, he sits here, he's like, I love DirecTV so much. He's like,
We'll have
I'm
him
so
do an
glad I
apology.
changed.
All right, let's get back. Anyway, back to the deal for the Pac-12. It was horrible from the get-go.
It's horseshit.
You know, we talked about it a little bit about back in the day, years ago, that the Pac-12 and Big 12 at one time we thought was going to merge themselves.
Or the Pac-12 and the ACC. They had talked about it.
And so you had at that time Texas,
They
Oklahoma.
were trying to kill the
Tech
Big
and
12.
OSU was the rumor at that time to go to the Pac-12, and some of those schools poo-poo it. Now, what I would love to have known is the 4 schools that are left in the dark right now, which
Yes.
Stanford, California, Washington State, and
we all know Stanford.
and
We all know
Oregon
Stanford
State.
is involved.
Yeah.
Were they the ones that might have poo-pooed this to make themselves
We all-
feel
we all
stronger?
know Stanford was involved.
Well, who knows? I mean, allegedly it could have been any of them, and it could have been the big boys that didn't want to compete. I don't know. I mean, bring Texas.
Well, remember,
bring
Pac-12 has always thought that they were better than everybody else.
bring Texas and
now we see where they're at.
bring Texas and Oklahoma into any conference besides the SEC, and most members are concerned. I don't think bringing us into the SEC that the big daddies are going. I mean, they're just going to keep doing what they do. I mean, they're not concerned.
The recruiting's going to stay. Nothing's changing with us moving the SEC.
So I think it's going to get better. I'm saying the
No, I'm talking about Alabama,
yeah,
Georgia. None of theirs is changing.
I don't think so either.
You move us to the Pac-12, it changes. USC, I mean, it does. It affects them way more than it does Alabama, Georgia, LSU.
Well, because you get a national branded school like Texas, Oklahoma,
Nick
Notre Dame's an
Saban
independent.
right now doesn't give a shit, is what you're saying, which is true.
No, yeah, he's not
Yeah.
concerned.
Yeah.
Kirby Smart's
Lincoln
not
Riley,
Kirby's
on the
not,
other
yeah.
hand,
Well, it's
he's very
maybe
Lincoln
they're
Riley,
done.
yeah.
He's,
Why do you think he left OU? Because we're moving the SEC. He's concerned about shit like that.
He's literally getting what he deserves. That's what it looks like.
He won't.
Cliff Kingsbury?
He won't be in college football.
Michigan,
past next
beating,
year, maybe
Ohio
the year
State,
after.
Ass beating. I mean,
A lot of cold games. Now, allegedly, they have
your mansion up on the hill,
they
baby.
they have a rule
Dude, he's out in Palo Verde.
after a certain amount of time. I don't
Yeah,
know
he's
the
out in
date.
Palo Verde.
The Big Ten does not do night games in certain areas.
It's a mansion on a flood
But-
slide.
because
Valley.
of the weather.
Because Rolling Hills.
But
just
you
had a
still get them
huge
cold
crack in it.
I'm
11
sorry.
a.m.
Yes.
kickoffs that we're all sitting there watching going, yeesh, I'm glad it's warm here.
Yeah.
Because it looks cold as shit there.
Our players are having
Illinois
yeah.
versus...
Those morning games suck.
Our players are having heat strokes. Theirs are freezing. They're sitting on the sideline in 14 coats and jackets and
Luckily, they got a speed D that'll
Heaters,
keep them
yeah.
warm. But anyway, back to that. So you've got allegedly as of tonight, you've got reports, multiple sources reporting that Utah, Arizona State, Arizona, obviously Colorado's
That's already
already a
happened.
given. Well, they haven't announced it yet. The schools have not. Big 12 is only
No, the
voting.
schools did the votes.
They're voting to bring him in. So I don't know.
No, the
what-
schools have done the votes.
click on that and see who the report is.
Well, the
Because
schools,
as of 2 hours ago, it was all reporting.
I could have swore I read that the schools had done the votes, and it was just waiting on the Big 12 to bring them in.
But so
Who
Is this all
guy?
going to start at the same time? The same time that we
24,
all start?
yes.
Why does
20
that guy look so sad?
24.
And then what year does it go to a 10-team playoff? Or 12?
So Arizona was approved.
Is it 10 or 12?
Okay, so Arizona was approved. So it is official
The
now.
playoff system that
Your Mark
changes.
has made the
It
announcement.
changes
As of
to 10 or
before,
12.
Pete
what does
Thamel.
it change to?
24.
10 or 12.
10 or
The
12
playoff
teams
system.
in the playoff.
12.
It's 12.
Also 14. 24.
Oh, so it
24.
all starts
yeah,
at the
it
same
all
time.
starts at the same time. That's what I
That's
was
going to be
thinking.
so fun. I mean,
It
that's
will
going to
be way
great.
better. It will make. It'll
So
make.
Arizona had already been approved.
Yes.
The regents had.
Yeah, but see,
the regents had
there
approved
was a
both
ru-
schools.
yeah.
Well, the regents had approved both
But
schools
that
to
wasn't
move.
announced, you see. That was
And-
approved.
No, Arizona that had not.
But
been
the rumor had it that this morning, as of Friday, we're on a Friday, that the Pac-12 was trying to still get together to unanimously keep all
They
nine
are
together.
Yeah, they were.
That
but,
never happened because
but there's
Arizona
no money.
was already
they
approved.
don't have the money. They don't have a way.
Now, one thing to
there's
remind
nothing
you,
for them to stay there.
I don't think that that's honestly how that works. I think you get an invite by a conference, and then you decide to go.
No, you can do
So,
both. You can do either way.
Arizona had been asked to come. They were approved on Thursday. Obviously, the other teams were approved on Friday. But anyway, this was all allegedly 2-3 hours ago.
Right.
Now, by this report, that was at 8:54. So that
Eastern.
was 2 hours. 8. Okay, so 7. Well, I say hours. It's late. So we were looking at this 4 or 5 o'clock. All the rumors had it, but there it is. I mean, Your Mark comes out from Big 12, and hey, give credit to Your Mark. And we've talked about this before. He's aggressive. He's big on the money. He's not a doldrum guy. Aw shucks, let me shake your hand. I'm gonna be aggressive. I'm gonna be a new bold. I mean, if you're a commissioner of a conference, you're talking about sports, folks, and football's number one. Always is. Probably always will be. And that's what he's pushing now, is to build that conference better. Interesting, I was going to talk about a little bit when we were talking about payout. Anyway, so back to that. Utah, Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, welcome to the Big 12. Wished we knew you. Because now our team, OU's, moving on to the SEC. But it's going to make an interesting conference because I really like how evenly matched up program-wise that Big 12 is. It's going to be the one. I mean, you don't have the SEC at times can be very boring because it's the same
Two
to
or three teams.
Now, moving Oklahoma and Texas in with the
It'll probably
12-team
switch some
playoffs,
stuff
you're
up,
going to
yeah.
be bouncing around a little bit at times. Big 10, same thing. Generally the same 2 to 3 teams. Ohio
Do you
State.
know how they're going to do that? Are they only so when they go to the 10 or 12 team playoff? It's 12. You said
12.
So when they go to the 12 team playoff, do they only take a certain number for
Power
now-
5 has
now-
automatic bid.
What's that?
Power 5 has one
automatic
automatic.
bid.
So 5 teams will be from the 5 power conference. But what's going to happen in
So I'm saying,
Pac-12
get
when they
5
only
from
have
the
4
SEC every
teams?
year?
At least
And
4,
this is
probably.
why I said if the Pac-12 doesn't survive, it's going to be the AAC moving into that position.
You think that? But what about the Mountain West? I mean, I see what you're saying about the AAC, but the Mountain West is more located towards the team.
I mean,
but I don't.
they
don't have the. They don't have
number
the
6
staying
could do
power.
better than number 1 sometimes in the.
The big boys are going to vote them out.
Well, and that's a good point because you're going to see at times the SEC or the Big Ten number 5 or 6
they're going to be fighting, and they're going to
get in before the potentially ACC or Big 12's number 2. Or 3. How about 3? Most of these big conferences now are going to get 2 in generally.
The Big Ten and the SEC is getting 2.
No, at least 2.
At least 2, maybe 3.
What's going to be funny is when it's Final Four every year, SEC teams, and they're just going to be sitting there. They're like, "Well, we told you from the beginning."
Yeah, but you say that.
I don't think they can.
Well, yeah. Well, sure they can.
They can.
You're going to seed them. Sure they could.
Why couldn't they?
You got to seed them.
You'd have to have a Big Ten team.
You could, but I'm saying if there's
they would
upsets,
they could all
seeding out,
4 of them could potentially be the one seed.
Isn't the seeding set to where there's a Power 5 conference with the best record goes in at number 3?
No, but either way you.
What if the top 5 are all tied? Wins.
I think what he's saying is
that's what I'm saying.
If you see some upsets,
if you did, like the NFL, you got 4 divisions technically on a map that I'm looking at. You could have SEC as a 1 seed on each one. Where it could be Final Four SEC every year. That's the way I'm looking at it. I mean,
but
the way you're looking at it, I think is what you're saying is the SEC will just be in one division right over there in the corner, and you do the rest, which is dumb as fuck in my opinion because I mean it'd be appealing.
No, they would have
every year.
Yeah.
I mean it'd be so bad. It'd come down to, I mean OSU would get a Final 2 every now and then, which would just be insane. Every now and then.
Every now and then.
Well, no, you're talking, but I think that was the point we were getting to is you're strengthening. Where the Big Ten is going to get those 2 or 3 teams, but the Big 12, to me, is going to be super exciting. AAC, obviously, too, because you don't have a designated real front powerhouse right now because of the AAC losing those teams to the Big 12. Took the better ones, Cincinnati, UCF.
Which division dissolved during all this?
Well, none yet, but Pac-12's getting
ready to.
Pac-12's
close.
That's what I was saying. That's the one.
There's only 4 left.
So where are they going to go?
Well, Sean was going to bring that up. We talked about the Mountain West or the AAC.
That's like because one of them has to be dissolving.
Sean thinks it's the AAC, and I think it was.
I think the AAC is going to absorb them.
That's what I'm saying. You think it's the AAC. Yeah. I think it's the Mountain West because of where they're located more. You're going off of the schools that's in the conference right now.
I'm going to go with AAC also. Simply for the private schools, you've got Tulsa.
And shit like that.
It's more Brainiac schools. If you think about the AAC,
Virginia Tech, is that?
No, you're the ACC there. AAC's Tulsa, SMU.
We did it yesterday.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, that's why I didn't understand. I didn't know any of those teams. I don't know.
Rice, obviously, is another one.
Yeah.
Not big schools, but you also Stanford is
UAB's huge in medical.
Stanford is such a huge. Stanford and Cal is such a genius academic.
Yeah. It's an academic.
No, I get it.
Tulane's are pristine.
And here's the one that I'm missing out the most is Oregon State. Hell of a football team last year. One of the best coaches.
Well, they've been up and down the last 20 years. The coach
they've got now is really good.
In the last 20 years, they've been up and down.
Should have beat USC last year.
They've continuously been.
And that's a good program.
You say up and down. They've been up more than they've been down.
They've been up a lot more than they've been down.
Well, I mean, mediocrity. I mean, you're not going to get them to be.
We're not comparing them to Alabama, Georgia.
Well, no, nothing even like that.
We're saying in the Pac-12 they've been up overall.
They've been moving up and up and up.
But I mean, you also look at the competition. I think that's what breeds them rise and falls. I mean, you have Washington State that had some good years too. That's why you had to leave
the Big 12. We need that competition to get better. No? Okay, that's cool. That's cute.
Well, yeah. But anyway, you're looking at now the new Big 12. You're looking at Kansas State,
Big 10,
Oklahoma
new Big
State,
10, new Big
Tech,
12,
and then you've got Arizona, who I think's building. I mean, you talk about, and obviously we're football guys here, but you talk about a mean basketball conference now. Mm-hmm. Moving Arizona State, Bobby Hurley's coach there.
Arizona State, Kansas. Yeah, you have all them in the Big 12.
So in the NCAA, when it does this, when these division alignments happen or whatever, is that the same for like basketball and everything? They all align the same way?
Yes.
Most generally, yeah.
Notre Dame plays ACC in the they play ACC schools in football too.
That's interesting.
And they get a cut actually off that.
So now,
and then plus they do
play
all
SEC basketball now.
Oh yeah, it's all we're done. I mean,
that's bad.
After
I mean, so it's like that's. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think the Big 12 is a harder basketball conference than the SEC. To be honest,
yeah, Baylor. Kansas too.
You got Kentucky.
Kansas.
You got Kentucky that's good. You've got Alabama has made a start. Now they lost the Williams kid to the draft, so I don't know but they have a good coach. So their program is on the rise.
Actually, Big 12 is good.
Big 12's well, and Yormark is a big basketball guy because rumors have had it that he wanted Connecticut to bring down just because of basketball. Gonzaga. There was those talks about that. So anyway. I wanted to talk a little bit about, when we talked about, obviously all this has been about money, and I looked at 2022's payout stats, or payout numbers for the Big Ten was $845 million. SEC was a little above $800 million. This is revenue. All TV deals and stuff. ACC was $617 million. You see the drop there? That's
8 to 6.
That's not quite $200 million, but it's pretty big between the SEC and the ACC. And then you've got the Pac-12 was actually fourth at $580 million, and the Big 12 was fifth at $480 million for them. However, they had the third highest per school payout because you remember they had the lowest amount. We only had 10 teams, so each individual team there was $42 to $49 million. Obviously, $58 million was Big 10, and then SEC was almost $50 million. ACC comes in at a paltry 39.9, and the Pac-12 is at $37 million. So now all the talk, and we've done all this alignment. Big Ten's increased. So now the one that's squawking the most is Florida State. Now they've been pissed off for a while.
Yeah, they've been, and they're willing to
but their buyout, I think their grant of rights is $300 million and some change.
But there was an article that was released. I don't know who did it that said that they can put that into private equity. They've
hired J.P. Morgan Chase or something.
Get that money
to try to
get the buyout.
That's exactly right. They've tried to put that in private equity to try to spin that as a buyout. Now, and they're right. And we've talked about this on a past podcast. We were talking about it last year about conference realignment.
Yeah,
now, one thing that I'd love to pull up is because you guys thought conference realignment was done. I do remember that for a fact. You said before the season started. Now. How
I wasn't here for that.
Amazing that how fast it's spun that we've practically demolished or in its own demise.
Use
the
the
Pac-12,
word.
Whatever. But anyway,
dissolved.
They're done. Well, they're not dissolved yet.
Pretty much.
But they're going to have to be.
There's 4 teams left. 8's bailed.
But FSU comes out and says, "Hey, listen, we're in the ACC. You know, our media rights, and we looked at these numbers, and I didn't pull them up again, but how strong they and Clemson were at the top." And then all the revenue for the media rights and everyone else, the viewership was a paltry below that. And we'll segue into the ACC here in a little bit when we do the picks. But they were like, hey, we won out. And University of Central Florida coming into the Big 12 this year. Now, see, that's one thing that the conferences that we don't talk about is the Big 12 actually made this first. They're actually not all like everyone else, 24. They're right now. We've got 4 new teams in the Big 12 that we've got to contend with. Those teams will get an equal share this year that exceeds what Florida State is getting for their equal share.
Yes.
And Clemson.
Exactly, because they're all equal.
And UNC.
So they brought up and said, hey, we need a little bit of, hey, maybe Syracuse only gets a little something, and we get a little something up here.
But can you blame them? They're bringing
I don't blame them at all.
I agree with them.
And I think that's what broke up probably that honestly
they
back
were the ones that signed that 30-year deal or whatever
it was because they thought it was the richest deal in history. And everyone clapped everybody on the back and went, look at us. We're better than the SEC for like 2 minutes.
Doesn't go to like 2036 or 38 or something like.
The grant of rights are in the 30s. Yeah.
It's 2036.
Yeah.
Because everybody else's runs out in 2031. ACC still goes to 2036.
Well, and right now the Pac-12 didn't have any, so those schools right now have no fines. There's no penalties.
No.
They're out.
Like I said, I didn't really understand these divisions. Where's Nebraska at?
Big Ten.
Big Ten.
And
Now, another thing about them, that's a good point you brought up on the payout. Nebraska, Rutgers, and Maryland still get less of a payout.
the Cornhuskers deserve.
They
their
still get
glory.
less of a payout than the original founding Big Ten members. I didn't look about how much less, but because they come later in the deal, they get that. But the Big 12 negotiated their TV deal. That's what's so great about your market.
You said everybody gets 30.
Everybody gets the same equal share. It
30
doesn't matter
more
when you
and
come
can
in.
include up to X amount
Out of-
that will still
yes.
get that. And that's why they're like, hey, party on, let's bring in these four. Now, let's be honest. Who's real excited about bringing Arizona and Arizona State in for football? I love the Utah.
Arizona football.
I love the Utah because I think Utah.
And that was proof by you trying to wear your tiny Utah shirt.
It was
I think
washed in hot
Utah
water.
can
But
compare.
anyway,
I think Utah can compare with the Oklahoma States.
well, one can argue that Utah's not been the second best team in the Pac-12 over the past 10, 15 years.
I'm not arguing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think they could. Because before they
Program
done,
overall
yeah,
football.
before they done this all realignment thing, it was down to pretty much Oklahoma State and Kansas State being the top two, maybe Texas
I'd throw in
Tech.
Tech.
Yeah. Okay.
I love what
I just said
but
maybe
yes.
Tech.
Yeah.
But those three teams were going to be vying for the Big 12 championship every single year. But now you throw Utah in the mix, that kind of breaks things up a little bit.
It's gonna be weird seeing Utah win the Big 12 championship every year. You stood where we once stood.
Yeah, no
But hey,
kidding.
but you think about it though, is I think that helps their recruiting just in the Texas area.
Yeah, good for them. Yeah, exactly.
You can still recruit in that California area because of proximity.
But it helps
But
a
now
lot of people
you're
coming this way.
Because
Yeah.
all you can say, hey, we
And it
play
hurts a lot of
Tech,
people, too, though.
Baylor,
Which is a
and-
good
TCU.
thing.
TCU
It's
is the other one,
evening
yeah.
the playing field, which is what they're trying to
No, I
do.
thi-
Put a 12-team playoff. It's going to be fun. It's going to be more fun to watch.
I think that the
Look at how that shirt fits.
it will.
I do have a
I had an undershirt on
for
but
you
anyway.
guys, but
You had
might
two
not-
shirts on and it
might-
fit way better.
But it's short.
What's your question?
Might not be the time. Who are you most excited about seeing with this 12-team playoff? Who are you most programs you're most excited to see?
What
that-
to see everybody that's allowed to get in now?
No, the programs you're most excited to see that you can root for. Say your team's out and you're just like, well, at least what's her face is still in there. I mean, you got some programs you're excited to see finally be playing in a playoff game.
I think you could potentially see Tulsa in a playoff.
Really?
I do.
They get
That's
better
interesting.
if they win.
I
meant
If
you
they- if they
personally.
win.
You guys.
No, I
personally,
wouldn't.
if you
No, I
guys
mean-
have anyone?
I mean,
What
they've
was it,
had
3 or 4 years ago.
been a
Tom?
little longer than that.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
5,
Todd
6?
Graham was there. They had that program rolling. Todd Graham,
Yes.
Gus Malzahn.
I got Arkansas, Nebraska, Penn State, all great teams that just never really make
Penn
it.
State.
Penn
was-
State, yes.
two
Penn State I could see.
of those not that great, but I just meant with a 12-team playoff.
Sure.
It's gonna be fun to
I
see.
don't see Nebraska and Arkansas
no, it's
really.
gonna be
They're
like
back-
South
competing,
Carolina.
though, is
But no,
all.
hold on. It's
South
gonna,
Kakalaki.
it's gonna be like it's gonna be like watching a lot of Outback Bowl, Peach Bowl, bowl game teams get to be an actual
Playoff,
win and they
yeah.
move to the next.
Do you
game.
think we'll see a 100-point game
no
with the 12-team?
no
No, I don't either.
Just seeing one of those ass
I mean,
teams
TCU was
goes up
close.
against Alabama and it's just
TCU
100-4.
Well, another thing I didn't tell you about the playoff is the first games are at home. They're home stadium games, first round.
Is he the?
But I do think Zach that the 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to get a bye. If I'm not
Is he
mistaken.
the?
Yeah, we
Peach Bowl
talked
and
about
the
that. The
Outback
way it
Bowl?
was looking.
that was my
the
point.
first
And
4
then some
teams
shit
get a
team
bye.
slips in there. And
Yeah,
then
yeah, because
gets
see,
absolutely
you won't
hammered.
have the worst team playing the number 1 seed because generally the top 4 seeds are going to get buys and 5 through 9 play the rest.
I mean, because there's a lot of Alabama teams. If I go back
You
in
could
time,
see-
in the last
you could
10
see a
years,
Wyoming in
a lot of
there.
Alabama teams. If I took the 12 teams, I could pick one of those teams in the 12. I mean, that they would absolutely just massacre, like unreal.
Wyoming, they're not in the Power 5.
No, but you could see him in the 12.
Oh,
I
don't
mean,
think so. They
Ohio
have to
State
go
in the
undefeated
regular
and have a
season,
really
he
good-
almost got 80.
They'd have to
They
have
have to give. They
Cincinnati.
have to give a non-power
CJ
5
Stroud did. I think it was last year.
in, don't they?
I don't think
I mean, it's
so.
not
I
impossible.
thought they did. I thought that was the reason
The
why they
playoff
expanded.
game,
Was
there's
to
never
give
What was
a
it,
power
Sean?
5 in.
Well, no, it's not.
Highest
not
ranked
nec-
non-power
It's
5.
not necessarily. I don't think it's not necessarily. Each one of the group of 5 will make a playoff.
Right.
Yes, and then the best
And then the
non-power
best non-power
yes,
5 gets in.
gets a bid. The best one. That was the
Well, no, I mean
deal
that,
with-
but that's
that was the deal with the 12.
But that's kind of like the Sugar Bowl now that in the bowl games, Tulane got in.
Yeah.
They were the best non-power 5. they would be in the playoff anyway.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That would be the non-Power 5 to be in.
There's always going to be a non-Power 5.
Well, they don't count the AAC.
They get an automatic bid.
They don't count the AAC as a Power 5, though. That's why I say
that's what I'm saying. They're non-Power 5.
Yeah. Yes. There's one non-Power 5 team that gets an automatic bid, is the way I thought it went. I'm with Sean on this. That's what I thought it was, too. But I may be wrong.
And then everybody else...
I'm not arguing that hard.
Everybody else just went top 25.
Yeah.
But there is one interesting stat about that too. Now this is
Jesus Christ! I bring up Wyoming. Kenny gets all fucking bothered.
Well, no, there is one.
How can a team like Wyoming make it?
Well, no, I didn't. I mean, I guess they could, but they'd have to have a run like Cincinnati
did. Season.
But another point is they can't have
UCF
in the top four right now. Is how they have it stand. Is they can't. It cannot be a non-conference champion in the top four.
Correct.
Yes.
So who's that leave out?
What?
Who's that leave out?
Pac-12.
Notre Dame. What they're saying?
We don't care about the
but no, that's a whole huge.
Nobody cares about the Catholics.
That's a huge caveat there.
It is.
They can never make the top four and have a bye.
Yeah, until they join a conference.
Because they're not a
until they join a conference.
Don't they have to play a majority of games in one conference? That's why they're playing in the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
So that way they can actually play in the title.
No, I don't know if they have to, but they do every year. That's their way.
They're getting NBC cut money.
Yes.
And they're also getting football cut money.
No, but I thought there was a weird thing about them if they played.
No, you can be independent.
If they played a certain amount of games in one conference.
Does that cord get tighter?
No, right now they play the ACC because they've been doing that.
Well, they get money.
Yes, they get money.
Now, basketball's all time. They're in the ACC.
Yeah, it's just
football's independent. They get the NBC money.
Yes.
But they also get ACC money. And I looked, last year it was like 17, 18 million, roughly, that they got just for being in the ACC for those few games, where the other groups of them only got 37 million as a full-time member.
As a full-time.
Plus, they were still
they
getting
got
NBC,
they got over half as
NBC
much. Yeah.
money. They're still getting NBC money.
Yeah.
And that's why we talked about earlier that we can't fathom a way that Stanford, California, Washington State, Oregon State, for one, can go independent. They just ain't got it. I mean, it's just so who's going to be interesting right now is what true leadership's going to come out of the other divisions. You talked about Mountain West. We've talked about AAC. Mm-hmm. Who's going to come in there, try to make the deal, and who's going back to their TV partners and going, okay, here's what we got, And if you remember at one time, and one of you brought this up earlier, that San Diego State
was going to the Pac-12 and backed out because
it was me, and then they went back to Mountain West
and wonder why.
Oh, they knew the money wasn't there.
Yeah.
Well, I think they knew that nothing was there yet. It was like everybody else has already made deals, and there was a report that I read on some site, and I don't know how true it is, but it was that they had went to NBC 3 times. The Pac-12 did to save them, and it just wouldn't happen.
NBC didn't
don't know how star that is. But anyway, so anything else on conference talk? Realignment, it's interesting. I really, being as an Oklahoma fan, it would have been a lot of fun to have Oklahoma in the future Big 12, obviously.
With the way it's aligned now, yes.
But Texas and Oklahoma belongs in the SEC.
They do.
Agreed.
They're two of the better powerhouse
staples.
Yeah.
And Tulsa or Texas used to be in the Southwest Conference anyway, which had Arkansas and them others. So
Arkansas deserves to be there too.
It kind of made a fit to do that. But anyway, anything else on conference realignment? It's fun. It's all 2024 is going to be, and as we do our out of state trips, going to Kansas this year for an OU game. Next year,
some of us are.
Next year, it's going to be interesting to see what the new teams we're going to get to go see in the new stadiums that we've never been to before.
I said Arkansas deserves an SEC. They are.
Where do you want to go? We go to Kakalaki. We can go down to Athens.
And they are. Yeah, I don't know. I said that.
Arkansas's a game I want to go see. I think that's
Arkansas. You know they're going to do that. Year one that we're in there, we're playing Arkansas. You know they're going to do that.
I think it's going to try to be a secondary rivalry.
Of
But they,
it's our new one. They're replacing
No, I just
Arkansas
want
with
to see a game
OSU.
there.
In my opinion, it's going to be an Arkansas OU.
Well, no,
rivalry.
we're Texas.
We're still Texas is our biggest rival.
and we're going to play them every year.
Yeah.
So.
But Texas was ours, and I'm saying OSU. They're replacing OSU
with Arkansas.
Yes.
I can see that.
That's what I'm saying. They're a secondary.
So
do a
here's
secondary
my
rivalry.
question. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Pac-12, it gets dissolved. It's no more. I mean, they may keep the name, but the Pac-12 is done, right?
Because I'm saying the AAC.
The only way the only way they keep the
absorbs
name is
it.
if Mountain West goes to the Pac-12, all of them. That's the only
Or
way
the
they keep
AAC
them.
absorbs them and takes it too.
Yeah, but they won't take that name because that is a
American
specific
Pac.
team. No, they won't do anything with it. But anyway, go ahead.
So you think they're dissolved? The Pac-12 is dissolved.
Only if they merge with the Mountain
Zach, what have
West,
you done?
and because of that proximity of schools, they're kind of in that Pacific area. A lot of them are. I could see them maybe that name is more synonymous with big time than a Mountain West would be. Now, if the ACC poaches them, that name and everything else is done.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Sean?
Well, my thoughts right now is that a fat guy has destroyed our camera.
Okay. Now, I'll ask you. That's
is
Zach.
that my breast?
Zach, what's your
It's
thoughts
like a
on
big,
that?
like weird cocoon thing.
I don't even know what's going on. Did you knock me?
Well, as you fix that, we'll talk. Go ahead,
Yeah, go ahead.
Preston. What was your point on that?
No, I was just wondering what your thoughts was. Is the Pac-12 gone? The Pac-12 name is gone. They're absorbed or dissolved, unless you said the ACC. Sean, what's your thoughts?
He's thinking he's having to fix the camera.
Okay, so Sean's out.
He
Zach,
would probably.
Zach says he's indifferent.
He would
so-
probably agree with me just because we think that the AAC is going to take.
I'm
them
just ready
anyway.
for 2024.
It wouldn't
This-
be.
You think that
This
because
year,
of the
ready to
prestige
watch
of the
them.
schools, the smarter,
I do.
Tulsa,
I really do.
Rutgers, things like
Look,
that.
I got it
I
fixed.
think it because of
I just don't know
location.
what you
but
did
all
to
brought
it.
up
Well,
a
no,
good-
look,
you all
it
brought up
couldn't-
a
it
good
couldn't
point
examine how
earlier
big of the
is
space.
when
It's
West
just like-
Virginia
It's the
came
patterns on your
to
shirt.
the Big 12.
It just had seized.
It's a big span, a great distance, whatever you
Sure.
want to say.
And everyone
So
kind
I
of
see
wondered
that.
what they were
Travel.
doing. But now UCF's over there. And then it makes sense, but I didn't even get to my point about the Big 12. I thought the best thing was the BYU Utah
35
rivalry comes back to that.
Yes.
So anyway, let's move on. Now let's talk about
Okay.
as we talked about conference realignment, let's move into AAC. This is our pick this year. ACC. Sorry. There's too many A's and C's and AAs
Yeah.
and CCs and
We need to dissolve.
It's like wrestling. There was AWA, NWA,
NWA,
WAW,
yeah, and AWA, and
We need the
WCW.
pack ACC.
AAW,
Oh God. Okay.
Mid-South.
Okay.
New Mid-South.
We're not starting with Creston tonight. Creston starts every
Creston,
time.
let's
I'll
go
start
ahead
if you
and,
want me to. Though. Okay. Go
Well,
ahead.
Let's go ahead and get your thoughts on the ACC, Creston.
I don't necessarily
Well,
think we need to like go through all of them.
Well, I
and
just
talk
want
about them.
Creston.
Is this a division that will potentially be merging with someone?
No.
No.
Well,
Yes.
hold on.
hang on.
Isn't this kind of a
Florida
waste of
State-
time
yes,
right
hang
now
on.
doing all this stuff? I
No,
mean,
we're previewing
Florida
this coming
State
year.
is-
This isn't changing this year.
oh, got you.
Yeah, Florida State is bitching about the money they're getting. Clemson is kind of
Also
getting
waste
on that.
of time as everyone's piece. Like, no, I meant like the
So
players.
I could see a couple of the top
UNC's
teams.
telling them to shut the fuck up and
I did see that.
Yes.
suck it up, and it's like, well, you guys.
Well, because they know that's where it starts.
Mm-hmm.
You got a little someone bitching, then all of a sudden they're like, "Okay, I'm going to grab my friend." I don't think it's Clemson.
Well,
There's
it
been
didn't
rumors
start.
it's
I
not
can tell you the
Clemson.
top
It
4
could be
teams.
Miami.
I know.
Not even them.
No.
I tell you a weird one I heard.
Miami wants money though.
I heard Virginia was the one. I know it sounds crazy.
Who wants
The
Virginia?
academics, the enrollment, the size.
What, for
I'm
Virginia?
just telling you. I'm just telling you.
Aren't they the
They're saying
turkeys?
like them to be high.
And hey, by the way, I'm
Florida
just going to
State,
say
Virginia.
what do you think about North Carolina State?
I've heard the same thing as you, and right
did
now
really
in the
well last
ACC,
year.
Oh, they've been-
on the
they've been
picks
really
that we're
good
talking
in
about, I got Virginia at the bottom.
Everybody does.
I do, and they're the one. They're one of the
And
ones.
Vatech
yeah.
as well.
Okay, they're third from the bottom for me. I got Virginia last. Virginia Tech.
Quick,
third.
name their mascot.
Who?
Virginia. And Virginia Tech.
The Tex.
No, Virginia Tech. Hang on, Virginia is what's their mascot? I don't know.
The Cavaliers and the Hokies.
Correct.
Okay,
2? They have
What?
2?
No,
Virginia
Virginia
Cavaliers.
Tech
and
and
Virginia
Virginia.
Vatech Hokies.
Well, that was another thing about talking about Virginia as a possibility. It's a state school. It is the state school. Clemson is not. the state school. Clemson is good at football.
Right.
Not a
Fucking
lot of
bugs that you let in the house.
Real quick,
not a
just
lot
to
of
like
other things.
detour that'll take 2 seconds. Did you notice that Tulsa's getting a new mascot? And want you to
Have we
name it?
announced it yet?
No, it hasn't.
What?
And they haven't showed a picture of what he looks
They
like.
got his feet. I saw. In his
Yeah,
head.
and like kind of, you can tell he's still gonna be.
But
a
hey, what was
hurricane.
what was his name before?
I was like Slick.
Master
Why'd you
Kane,
call him
Mr.
Slick,
Kane?
bro?
What?
Like an oil slick?
No, what?
Is that
no,
not-
what
is
was
that
his
kosher?
name? Kane.
Every time
Captain
you say
Kane.
money.
Is that what it was?
They
Captain Kane.
Yeah, they had one that was fucking earlier, like in the 70s or 80s, maybe 90s, and I was like, wow.
That one looked kind of cool and creepy. But anyway, okay, so we've got how many teams, Sean? Did you have? Oh God, you're gonna move over to that.
What? I'm just looking at it. What do you need? What do you?
There's 14
back-
teams,
back-
if that's what
You
you're
need
asking.
to
Yes.
see this.
14.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. I thought you wrote shit down.
I did. I have them all down, but I did
I didn't.
There's 14.
I did my top 4,
You
and
did.
then I kind of I got,
Hey, what does that
I got
one
number
say?
5.
Or is that on the NFL? What does that note say?
Which
on
one?
the NFL? But very bottom.
This one?
Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh, that's right there. Yeah. What does that say?
Kenny Weiss loves.
Cock.
No.
I can't believe that note's in there.
Thank you for.
Why would you write those notes?
Taking over my notes.
The kids wrote it.
Okay, so who does everybody have for number 1? It should be
Florida
unanimous.
State.
I have Florida State. I do. And go ahead.
For this year or
This coming year.
this
yes.
coming year? I have Florida State Clemson is a toss-up, and Clemson's lost a lot, so I kind of have them too. So I do have Florida State 1, but it is a toss-up.
Well, the opening odds separation is huge money there too. Florida State at 165, Clemson at 190, and then you get to North Carolina at 650.
Well,
Yes.
I think.
So you look at that.
Well, if you want to
But
talk.
here's the deal with Florida State. They're doing all this bitching. They're saying they need more money, da-da-da-da-da. They always projected to do really well, and they fall on their face.
Lately.
Lately, no, not in the past. I'm talking the last 3 or 4 years.
Correct.
They have fell on their face, so I cannot. I mean, I've got them 1, but I'm a little apprehensive about it because they go ahead and they choke the last 3 or 4 years.
Oh, did they announce it?
Well, here, the deal with them is since when Mike Norvell got there from Memphis, the team was horrid. I mean, the God, what is his name?
This
What's
thing's gonna
A&M?
look horrible.
What's A&M?
What?
A&M's
I wrote
coach.
what I thought it would be.
Jed Fish. Jim
No,
Fisher.
That's Arizona.
Jimbo Fisher.
Jimbo Fisher.
Jimbo Fish.
No, yeah, Jimbo. When Jimbo, it was.
gonna look horrible.
Is it Jimbo Fisher? Is that it?
Jimbo Fisher,
Okay.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Florida
It's like
State.
2000,
I'm just-
like OU
Yes,
beat him.
he was at Florida State.
Yeah, so he won national championship, left him like shit, then he went to A&M, and they're still a shit. Anyway,
Oh, you're talking about Jameis Winston, yes.
but no, Mike Norvell took over from Memphis, brought a different style offense, a little up-tempo, but Florida State classically was known for their defense. Bobby Bowden had, I think it was Mickey Andrews was
Huffy.
his name.
Herc, Huffy,
Was he
Wait,
that
Herc?
that big defensive specialist? And they had some monsters
Captain
that
Kane.
played defense for that team. So you can't have separate conversations.
Oh, my bad.
I mean, we're still talking about something you can't even see the picture of.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, we're talking about Florida State and Clemson, the defense, and that's been their weakness. Offense is good. Jordan Travis, the quarterback.
No shit.
I'm just saying Clemson has
The
had
running back is good. I'm saying
their
Florida State.
talent has went down the last 2 or 3 years. Sorry, I'm
Florida
interrupting.
State's got a
No.
better
It's
team
went
coming
down,
up.
but they've still played at a high level. They've been close, a game or 2 away from being back in the playoff. I mean, they're really close. Florida State has had better talent, and they play below their talent level.
stop.
That was my point.
They have.
There's a cable in the floor now.
Sorry. They have
Hey, it's all
Gabe
my shit.
Klubnik, the youngster that started last year for Clemson as a quarterback. DJ,
Ugliola?
yes, went to Oregon State. That's their starter this year. He transferred to Oregon State. So, and they hired Garrett Riley from TCU. So
Well,
hired
they
a
were
Ri-
using they were using Ugliola. Like,
Yeah, they were.
They were using the
Oh,
new
no.
kid.
He did last year at the end, yes.
He used the new kid.
Yes, agreed. Now, I don't know if that was an injury deal, maybe, or if that was just
That was Ugliola's play. He was ugly. He
Agreed.
was ugly.
But talented. And was a
Oh, yeah,
five-star
I'm saying
guy
he
coming
wasn't.
out of... So I don't... But
It's
anyway.
like watching Spencer Sanders play.
Well, and one must forget last year they lost their offensive coordinator.
Coordinator.
And defensive coordinator at Oklahoma. And Tony Elliott's at Virginia.
And they were still at the top echelon of the division, is what I'm saying. They were right there.
The AAC, yes.
Yes.
ACC, I meant. Yes. No, I agree. I totally agree. And I've got
not
them,
division
I've
conference,
got them second also, though. I like Club Kick. Garrett Riley's going to score some points. The defense has to play well. If Florida State's defense plays well, you're talking Final Four, in my opinion. I like the Travis kid. They played well against
They used to have
OU.
a hell of a defense, though. That was
And they
their
don't.
thing.
It's one of the worst. Yeah. It's one of the worst. I have Sean. You had your picks on that?
What?
AAC first, second place.
Oh yeah, so
Be
Florida State, Clemson.
Okay, so you're the same. Who do you guys got third through fifth?
UNC, Louisville, NC State, Miami, Pitt. Them Duke, Syracuse, Wake Forest, BC.
Okay,
Caltech,
I only have
Virginia
one
Tech,
difference.
Vatech.
I only have one difference in you that you said,
Both.
and that was the NC State and.
I mean, I look at this division. There's like
What? Hang on, say that again. You
Should
had
be the top 4, and that's about it.
UNC was number 3. Louisville come in at number 4.
Oh, that's high.
I got them lower. Yeah,
New coach Jeff Brom. Now,
No, that's Brom though, but
yeah.
he doesn't change much. Like they didn't lose
Correct.
anything, did they?
Well, hey,
I got them at 6.
Hey, an interesting stat about them though too is they don't play Florida State or North Carolina or Clemson.
Who do
this
you
year.
talk to when you say interesting
Clemson.
stat?
You didn't know that?
I didn't
That's why
know.
they're probably better
Yeah.
to be picked higher.
It has to be interesting.
They're not a good team. Well, that's
But
a
they don't
scheduling
play-
issue,
yeah.
but they don't play anybody.
That is.
I mean,
very
that's like OSU.
That is very
That's like
interesting.
Oklahoma State this year. We'll talk about them. They don't play any team from Texas this
I have
year.
an interesting stat for you, actually. Can you hand me a beer?
Anyway, go ahead,
So-
Sean. What was your picks?
Then Louisville, NC State, Miami, Pitt, Duke, Cuse, Wake, BC, Georgia Tech, Virginia, and Vatech.
Now, you writing this down, Sean or Preston?
No, I'm supposed to
he
write
doesn't
all
have
this
to.
down. Oh,
Just
sorry.
write
No, I kind of want to. I know
Okay.
you got it. Okay, he's got it.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
touch any of these.
Now, why?
Hunter came
now,
and she was like,
why,
"Can I
why
throw all
NC
this
State?
away?" I'm like,
which I actually have them a little higher too. I've dropped Pitt down a little bit. I have Louisville actually at 6, which I said was a little high even for myself. But I like their schedule.
Oh, you put NC at 3 too. Oh, North Carolina.
Yeah, I had Miami at 4.
North Carolina.
I had Miami at 4.
I got Miami at 5.
Who'd you have at 4?
I had NC State at
Did
4.
anybody have Duke high?
So that's why I had NC
No,
State,
Duke-
Miami, Clemson, and
Duke
FSU.
is middle of the
After
road
just
for
looking
me.
at this for 2 seconds, I was like, that would be the top 4 in my opinion.
Oh, you're right. I did have Duke down. Sorry. I just wrote that in order.
Did you get
Duke actually won 9 games last year,
True.
but had a better schedule.
They lost a lot of players.
No, they have 17 returning starters actually for Duke.
Did they? I thought they
Their
lost.
schedule is harder this year.
Who
So
did they lose?
I got them at 8. I got Duke at 8 in the
just
conference out of 14.
5. What?
No, they lost their quarterback, didn't they? Or they lost a
no,
wide receiver.
quarterback's still in.
Yeah, I got them at 8 in the conference. Duke.
Hold on.
That's going to be low. I think I'm going to go. I had Duke at. I did have them at 8. So where'd you have Pitt?
Pitt, I have them right above.
I hated Duke's schedule. You pulling up their schedule? No.
Bullshit.
Oh, what are you doing then? What are you?
I have Pitt. I have Pitt. I have Pitt at 7. One
Why
above.
are you screaming?
One above
You just
them.
scream at him.
Yeah, I didn't like. I thought defense. They're going to lose a lot of players. Tampa Bay's first round pick was their defensive lineman.
Let's see. There's
I still.
there's at least 3 wins to start off. I don't know about that. That might be a throw-up game.
No, I thought they had a hard schedule. Because
Well, new coach.
You have something to say.
A lot of the teams leaving.
shit to say.
UL Lafayette. I don't know who's coaching there right now. Who was coaching there?
don't know.
Isn't that like a Holtz? Let's skip Holtz. No, that was.
Now, is that Louisiana? No, that was Louisiana State. Now is what it's called.
No,
So
that's
that-
Louisiana University.
Louisiana. So that was the guy that went to Florida.
Okay. Then they've got a run of Notre Dame, and here's where they get beat up: Notre Dame, NC State, Florida State, then Louisville, and
Well-
then Wake, which
That should be a
Wake's on
win.
the
That
down.
should be a win.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wake's on the down, and then you got UNC, and then you got Virginia and Pitt to close out.
So how many wins you see there, though? I think less than 9, like they had last year.
Oh yeah, definitely less than 9. I'm looking at 2. That may be 3. 4.
I had BC last, actually. I thought they were the worst team.
I had them second to last. I got Virginia, Boston College, Virginia Tech. That's my bottom 3.
I had Virginia a little higher. I had them at number 9.
I had them
Wake
14.
Wake at 8. Syracuse is 10.
I got Wake at 8. Syracuse.
And then the 2 Techs are down at the bottom.
Syracuse is 10. Duke is 9.
Oh, that's right. Drake May is the quarterback.
I have Georgia
Well, yeah,
Tech.
he's
I
gonna
have
be
Georgia
number 2
Tech at
pick in the
11.
draft.
I have Virginia Tech at 12. I have Boston College at 13 and Virginia at 14.
Spencer Rattler.
So mine.
So you have yours already numbered. Put a number
Yeah.
next to yours for me, and I'm going to tell you mine because my right.
Okay, I'm writing your. You got.
Just put a number next to the teams. Florida State, Clemson.
This is what takes
Yeah.
us so long. Kenny
Hey,
has
just
to
talk. You could be talking.
Kenny
I'm
has
just,
to
I'm just
read
telling
it.
him.
You can't have
I'm
2
gonna write
different
that down.
conversations.
I could just.
You can't.
I
You
could show
just
the
yeah. You
numbers
just
right
yelled
there.
at the boy for having 2
You
different.
guys were talking about a mascot. We're not even talking about the AAC.
ACC.
ACC.
Who you have third?
Well, that was AAC that you were talking about, though. North Carolina.
Okay.
Miami I have 4.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Then I put Louisville at 5 because the schedule was easy. NC State at 6.
Hang on. Miami.
I don't even know what we got going.
You
on.
got NC State.
6.
Okay.
7 Duke. 8 Pitt.
What does that lady have to do with Duke?
9 was. I'm sorry.
I'm a Sonny Dykes. What does that have to do?
Who was my 6, Kristen? Remind me.
I got Florida State, Clemson, North Carolina, Miami, NC State, Duke.
No, not NC State. 5. Who's 5?
Who's 5?
You got NC State as 5. Is what
No,
you just told me.
Louisville 5.
Okay.
NC State at 6.
Okay.
Compelling view. Zach's asleep.
NC
I'm
State
getting my picks
6,
down.
Duke
Yeah, 7.
7, Pitt 8.
8. Yep.
Now
Virginia
9.
9.
It's
Yep.
50 minutes now. God, you take forever.
Syracuse 10. Sorry, I'll write clean next time. And then I got.
Just ask yourself, do you guys
The two-
agree
the
with the
two
top
Techs.
4? Probably so.
Well, that's what
No,
he
they
said
didn't like
initially.
Miami though.
I mean, a lot of
Why
them
did-
are pretty
why did they
similar.
like Miami?
So you got Syracuse, and then who's Boston College is the last one. You've
Uh-huh.
already said that.
And
so
you got the two Techs in there.
So you got Virginia Tech or Georgia Tech above which one? You got the 2 Techs.
Georgia Tech's second to last.
Okay. So you got Virginia Tech.
Where's Drake May?
Did you guys have Miami at 5 then? Sean, who'd you have at 5?
Oh shit!
I had Miami at 5.
I put NC
have
State in
5.
there, but I did forget about.
Who'd you
Drake
put?
May.
Who'd you
NC
put
State.
4? You had them at 4? NC State at 4?
5.
Who was 4? Sorry.
Louisville.
Oh, so
That's
you had
weird.
Miami 6?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yikes!
I don't like Miami.
I know you
Oh,
don't.
did Miami, Clemson.
Cristobal's a good
Florida,
recruiter. I
North
just never
Carolina.
really been impressed with his coaching.
You guys ready to move on?
Yep, we
Okay.
got it all
So
down.
I got yours down. Yes.
That's
I got mine and yours.
Where we at, Sean? Time
Sean
wise?
has
Dozing.
his. So
50.
Alright.
We're at 50 minutes.
Oh, perfect. We'll be done this football stuff in no time.
This is where we go to take a turn, folks, and this lasts usually an hour.
No, this ain't gonna last an
No,
hour.
it's
Screaming.
not.
Because this
No.
is going to be easy. Let's move. Let's do NFC West. As we stay into football, we're going
All right.
to segue into.
We haven't started. We started with him the first time. Started with Sean the first time. We'll start with you. NFC
Whoa,
West.
the boys taking over.
Hold on. Let me find it.
okay.
NFC
So we're going
West.
Kenny.
Shawnee, you
Who do
pull
you
the
have
schedules.
last place in NFC West?
Are we just
Oh,
starting
no.
last and then we go
We
around and
have
Mays at
every time.
UNC.
See if we all agree.
He's not at Duke.
Mays at UNC, dude.
That's what
Yeah, I know you
I was
said.
talking
I'm
that.
about
so. I'm
Duke.
He
so,
said
I'm so
NC
sorry.
State.
Hey, AFC
Oh,
West.
I was
AFC
talking about
West.
Duke and how
No,
bad they were.
NFC. They
Okay.
say NFC. Let's do
I
NFC.
did. Yeah, NFC. Who do you start with last?
Everybody has Arizona last. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Okay.
That's why we
That's what I
start
have.
there. And then who do you have next?
Let's not
Who do you
talk.
have next?
Who's last?
Do we want to talk about
Who do you-
why
and
or
then-
just
no,
Wait, what
because
are
if
we
we
doing?
all agree,
AFC?
then you just move on. We all know
What
why.
are we
It's-
doing?
Well,
It's
I
NC.
have
You
that.
say we're in the AFC?
Yeah, we all
In-
get cards.
NFC. Who do you have
West.
last?
Oh, Carolina. Or
Cardinals.
Where are you?
Arizona. Okay.
poisoning.
So is that who you have?
in
Zach?
my defense, I had the
Arizona,
sun
yeah.
poisoning.
Did you have Arizona last?
Yeah, it's
too?
Arizona's last.
Cool. Who do you have third?
Everybody has the Rams.
I
Yeah.
do not.
I do.
So does Sean, and Zach's just being cute because he thinks their coach is the greatest ever,
Okay, so I think I'm gonna.
and I think Matt Stafford is the
Hey,
greatest
real quick. I just want to say, in all of these that we've done,
Why
we've
can't you
mostly
just let him be
agreed.
in love with
Kenny is the only one that is ever indifference to anything. And today I'm actually going to do one where I think this is how it's really going to go. Hawks are going to be next. The
Hey,
Seahawks.
Do-
Did anyone
do-
have
hang on,
Seahawks?
Do you have Rams second to last? I'm getting yours because Zach's different, obviously. I've got mine wrote down at the top. Here's mine.
You don't have to write mine down.
What is it? It's conversating here.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
actually
keeping all
doing a podcast.
Yeah, Rams are last or second last.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they have not rebuilt that team.
I got Seahawks.
They're still dealing with injuries. I mean, Cooper Kupp just got injured again.
Stafford never plays generally a full season.
Real quick,
except the one he went to the Super Bowl and won.
No, real quick. I'm gonna let you guys go through this yourselves. I'll just tell you mine, and then you guys just do yours because yours is gonna be more alike than mine.
Ours is obviously alike. We just said it.
Would you have the Niners?
No, I meant
the
all four. I have Cardinals, Hawks, Niners, Rams winning the division.
Rams winning the division?
I really do.
Okay.
I think it's a comeback season. It happens. They had the Super Bowl drunk, and that's totally fine. Cooper Kupp was out. Matt Stafford was out. And I think that team's fine. The defense is totally fine. There's no need to pretend.
Who was number 2?
There's no need to pretend.
49ers.
The Niners, obviously. Who the fuck is the
I'm laughing
quarterback?
too.
Who's the quarterback?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can play quarterback for him when you have a team built like this.
Geno Smith.
I don't.
On a piece of paper, you want to put him number 2?
Brock Purdy.
They have.
That's
Purdy.
obviously your guys' number 2. Seahawks number 2 is obviously Geno Smith.
Seahawks number 2.
I got Seahawks. I got
down last
49ers,
season.
Hey, pull that
Seahawks.
schedule up, Sean, for the Seahawks.
Kenny, do you have 49ers, Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals?
And folks that are listening, if you are listening, this is the only one I'm
is
going
listening?
to be bold about.
Sean,
it's
do you
the
have,
only one
do you
because
have
I really
49ers,
do think
Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals?
I think
We
the
know you have-
Niners are
okay.
going to have some real bad quarterback issues. I don't think Brock's going to turn out the way he should. I think Geno Smith is still Geno Smith, and I think the Rams won a Super Bowl and they're going to bounce back. And I understand that like people have came back, maybe they haven't bounced back. But Cooper Kupp and fucking Matt Stafford's enough. Have you seen Megatron and fucking Matt Stafford? It's enough, dude.
Yeah, they lost a lot of games.
They made a playoff game.
But I think the Bears made the playoffs more than they did.
But these people have Aaron Donald and fucking. Oh, I guess they don't have Jalen.
Who else?
They lost Jalen Ramsey. My
Who
bad.
else? Who else do they have besides Aaron Donald on that defense?
I don't fucking know.
Exactly, they don't have anybody.
I'm going Rams. I'm going Rams winning. You guys make fun of me all you want. I'm going Rams winning.
I'm not making
Oh,
fun of you.
we're making fun of you now, and we'll make fun of you all year long.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going Rams win that one. It's Rams or Niners. I guess I could say.
Oh, how bold!
But I mean, but the Niners.
There's only 4 teams.
I'm going Hawks 3 though, and I can't believe you
My bold
guys.
predictions.
I don't know why you guys think that.
You're stupid.
Are the Hawks?
The Rams are the Rams.
Well, now hold on. I mean, it's not like now nobody's preaching here that the Seahawks are going to go to the playoffs. I'm not.
Yeah,
They're just second place in this division.
You said second to last in this, second
place. We went from bottom to top.
So
I think they're second to last.
You know, I think
Three of us have the same. You're different, and you've got way different than us.
The quarterback coach left.
What was their record last year? The Rams. Can anyone tell me that?
5 and 12. It's right there.
Without what's his face and Cup, their 2 best players.
Well, Baker Mayfield
Super Bowl
won the
MVP
game.
And one of the best
Yeah,
passers.
So
in the
I'm
NFL.
also banking on that Stafford's not going to stay healthy.
What did the Seahawks go last year? I don't know.
There, 9-8.
9-8.
You really don't think that the Rams
You
can't stick in
really
there?
don't.
San Francisco possibly. I mean, they could possibly be number 1.
Possibly.
San Francisco's number 1 right there.
It's
period.
hands down.
Hands down.
I think everything is going to crumble around them with this fucking Brock Purdy bullshit. Sorry, Sean. I got to listen to it all year long. I'm here to display my
You're gonna listen to it
feelings
again.
that-
I'm telling you, they have a stacked team just like the Eagles. We talked
Been
about
looking
this
at their
last
stats
week.
in preseason or
Well, now that would get into
practice,
my
they look like
my
shit.
conversation about Jalen Hurts is very average.
No. I'm saying if you change, they have a stacked team. But I'm saying if you take the Cowboys, which was, in my opinion, their team is right below those two, just one tier down.
Why is that every
If
time
you
we
took-
talk about an NFL team, you got to bring up the Cowboys?
He's
I'm
secretly
just fucking
secretly in
with
love
Oh,
with
he
it.
loves the
really in love with
Cowboys.
the
No, I
You
think
want
the
the Cowboys
Cowboys.
to win,
I think
don't
the
you?
Cowboys have a lot of talent. I really do.
I do.
I want to be in the Cowboys locker room, giving them kisses. And
I
hugs.
just-
I think they have their
Congratulating their
owner is a
championship.
problem, and their quarterback is a huge. Those are the 2 worst problems. If you
Those
have
are
the-
pretty big ones.
I don't think that their quarterback's the second biggest problem.
What? Really?
I think their coaching is a horrific problem.
Oh, God. They got
I
to win a
think
Super
their
Bowl.
coaches
I
are
think
not coaching. Jerry Jones is coaching.
He won
that
a
takes
Super.
care of all of
he
it.
won a Super Bowl with a Hall of Fame quarterback. Talk to Bill Belichick about that too.
Let's see if the Jets coach can do
who's
it.
regarded as one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest coaches all time. He has not won nothing without Tom Brady.
All right, well, I don't want to tear down this subject.
I'm just saying.
Once we do, then it goes on for an hour. That's
hang
my
on.
point.
You say. I just want to say one thing. I just want to say one thing. You say the coaching is Dallas's second biggest problem.
I do.
But Jerry Jones has his finger in the whole mix of the coaching.
I said he was one.
I know.
Said
he's 1 and 2 because he
don't coach on the field.
dictates the coaching.
He don't coach on the field during
I just
the game,
realized my AFC West one might be kind of booked.
So anyway, as we're talking about that, a few
I
thoughts.
think you picked the Broncos to win the AFC.
Probably. So
hey, I've got them last, by the way. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Hey, a few things on Seattle. Seattle's quarterback coach, who's been credited with having Geno Smith, who had a breakout year this last year.
Was he comeback player of the year?
I don't know, but he should have been, and he might have been.
That was my fantasy team. It was called Geno Smith MVP. He was my quarterback the whole year. So I got last place.
Dave Canales, he's the new offensive coordinator at Tampa Bay, and
do you think he can coach another person to comeback player of the year? Is that what you're trying to say?
I've made that prediction before.
I know you have. I just want to
because I think he's a good quarterback coach. I really do, but. I think that there's too many injuries. There's a lot of who plays defense for the Rams. I think the offensive line for the Rams is very average. I don't know who their running back is, but apparently you don't need one in the NFL. And I
not
think,
with the money they're paying.
And I think Stafford is injury prone. He's a bit snake. He's a bit snake bitten. And Cooper Kupp's already.
Stafford is injury prone.
He is.
And Tua is not. Tua is.
We're talking about the NFC West.
Don't bring up the
but Kitty's got
Can someone bring up Matt Stafford's injury?
But that's
like
2
years.
years.
He's the fastest to like 20,000 yards, fastest 30, fastest 40, fastest to 50. I mean, he's amazing. I mean,
God, you spell out stats like your daddy.
But he's won one Super Bowl with a team that was stacked and had 0 injuries that year. They all miraculously stayed healthy.
They all got hurt and miraculously were in last place. Yeah, it happens, dude. After you win one.
Well, sure it does.
And I mean, I think that they're going to make a documentary about it one day, too, where Sean McVay was like, you know what, I'm done.
Now that's the
real
deal.
They made a documentary about
this guy's in love. I'm
not a McVay fan.
Oh, you are in love with him.
I'm just saying my point is like McVay's like, hey, I'm done or whatever. I don't know if I want to do this. And then, Andy Reid and everyone's like, he just won too quick. And then you got Matt Stafford. He's like, fuck, I've been here for a while. My wife survived cancer. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Cooper Kupp's 30. I don't know if anyone knows that. But he's old as shit too. I'm saying this team's going to bounce back a little bit more than I think that you guys are giving credit to.
Ooh. You've got them winning the division.
I think he broke his pecker at one point.
I was wrong.
There's like a 3 right there on his cock.
No, and I'll give Zach credit a little bit. He had a good run of 7 years.
He's good.
It's called Megatron.
He had 16. He played in 16 games.
I know.
Now, record-wise and
look at
completion
that.
percentage.
He's first overall too.
2 injuries.
Can anyone tell me the college he played for without Kenny answering?
Okay.
Georgia.
Okay.
Fucking
Kenny knows all about that shit.
You
could name someone from 82 and be like, what college? He'd be like, oh shit, Florida State.
Who was his running back?
Oh boy, he had a lot of them then.
God,
not Hicks. Keep talking and we'll look at that schedule. But anyway, his schedule. But since 2019, he did that last year with the Rams. He played 17 games. Only played 9 this year.
Hey, Sean, keep talking. And by the way, in 2019,
last year when he won the Super Bowl and the years before that, has he played complete seasons?
He has. He was hurt early and then he had a good run.
He's not a fucking injury-prone quarterback, dude. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They seen that as bulletproof. They wanted him. He throws fucking yards. He's a good decision maker. He's a good family guy. He doesn't say stupid shit.
2022, cranial,
He's a good person to have.
Spinal, elbow.
Dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but listen,
this is everything that he was injured in 2022. Now let's go to 2021.
Let me
ankle,
just go ahead.
back, thumb.
This fucking guy
sprained his dick.
Look up fucking Justin Jefferson
Jefferson?
Yeah, Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Look up any fucking person that plays in the NFL.
He didn't miss anything.
They all have a list of injuries.
Oh,
it doesn't make him miss games.
Yeah, but he's a quarterback, though.
2012 to 2018.
Doesn't make you miss games, though.
Time out. That don't mean hold on. No, I'm just saying quarterbacks play all the time hurt because the person behind him is just playing shit.
And Baker, he's been a prime example.
Why are you bringing up Baker. We're talking about Matt Stafford and the Rams.
Hurt for so long.
He has. There's a lot of quarterbacks that play hurt, but that don't mean they're 100%.
I'm just being.
I mean, his QBR rating.
Terry Bradshaw played stupid.
He
was knocked stupid.
His QBR rating. I mean, you're talking those years in Detroit. You're talking 40s, 50s. He did have some 60s in that. 2019 had
did
70s.
anyone just hear what he just said? He just looked up a QBR rating
for
someone that played for fucking Detroit.
But he had a Hall of Fame wide receiver.
He played for Detroit.
And he had a Hall of Fame wide receiver. And Matt Stafford is not going into the Hall of Fame because he played for the Rams.
You think Tom Brady in the same situation would have done the same thing?
Ask Barry Sanders.
I think Matt Stafford.
Exactly.
I think Matt Stafford in the same position as Tom Brady would have won.
His numbers were comparable. Yeah. Barry Sanders' numbers were way.
Hey, listen, we know you're in love with Matt Stafford. I'm just saying.
Type in Matt Stafford records.
I don't think
it's insane.
His records right there, but I'm
records.
saying is right now. I think as old as he is, because he's no spring chicken, that injuries play a part. Kupp is already hurt. Their defense, I said, has Aaron Donald and no one else of relevance. They are on a rebuild, and they will not have a winning record. Mark it down right now.
Okay, I will. Mark that down.
We'll have a whiteboard next week, and you can mark that down. And it flips.
We should go and just mount it right there. Sorry,
it's on wheels, actually.
We had a whiteboard. We had a whiteboard.
Yes,
you slept on it. So I mean,
everything off. So. No,
I think that might have been collusion.
But hey, now also though, I'm not talking about the Seahawks. Like I said before, I've got the Seahawks winning maybe 7 to 8 games.
Not saying they're not powerhouses. No, but we all have the same thing.
It's not what you're making it out to be. I'm just kidding.
And I think the Cards I think that they're hoping that Kyler Murray's going to be game 1. Now, granted, I'm somewhat hesitant to pick the Cards last over the Rams, simply because Kyler Murray comes back maybe, but they don't have a defense either. But I like the coaching change at Arizona.
Here's my deal. Kyler Murray, when he's in the game, you have a chance to win every single game that he plays in because of his sheer athletic ability, even with the shit that plays around him. You have a chance.
Stop trying to distract him from talking.
Well, no, I agree.
Where's that going?
He'll sleep on it later.
Let's go to the safety vault for when they fucking win.
Okay. So
the vault.
we've got the NFC West. Now let's go to the AFC.
Speaking on the 49ers, though,
okay,
I just like everything around them except the quarterback. Zach is right about the quarterback, but it's not going to put him in second place because the team's just too loaded. Brock Purdy looks like he's going to be ready for week 1.
But it's not only a quarterback situation. It looks like they just don't have a quarterback. I mean, Brock Purdy, he was living a high there. He's coming off a injury. You know how that happens, But anyway, I'm saying he's coming off an injury, and I'm just saying...
We're doing the West tonight, though, aren't we? Also in the AFC, which is also the 49ers' former quarterback's new team is in the AFC West.
All right,
we shall see.
Let's just go. Chris,
hold on. No, hold on. So we shall see how that goes.
Well, let's do it. Are you guys ready to roll on it?
No, Sean Marino. Yes.
Crescent.
Danny Ware was there, too. But
AFC West, who do you have last?
No, but Danny Ware was.
I have the Broncos.
You have the Broncos last.
It was Danny Ware's Jr.
Who do you have last, Sean?
I believe I put the Broncos as dead last.
Who do you have last?
I actually did not have the Broncos last.
Who did you have?
What is wrong with you?
I had the Raiders last.
I have the Raiders too.
I don't have. But they're losing guys.
So now it comes down to me and him real
quick.
Guys. Who do you have second to last?
Raiders.
Broncos, really?
Yes.
I got Chargers. I put Broncos number 2, Sean McVay.
He
Russell
took his
Wilson. You said Sean McVay again. Sean McVay's not even on that team.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Couple beers. My bad.
I love you, Sean McVay.
Sean Payton. You guys got me all worked up on the motherfucker. I just...
Told you.
Yeah, Sean Payton's there, and I think that's going to be a big increase. And
Sean McVay Payton.
I think the fucking coach for the Chargers sucks. Can't believe he wasn't fired. And
no, I agree with that.
Eckler downcline. I mean, he's on the.
So right now, you and Zach, if I got this right, have the Raiders both last. Me and Sean have the Broncos. You have the Broncos second to last.
Don't break anything, boys.
We're just flipped. You and Zach are exactly the same. Me and Sean are the same. I have Broncos last, Raiders second to last. You have Raiders last. We just
Zach,
flopped
you do
those
the same
two.
thing. So has everyone got the Chargers second? He doesn't, except him.
Except I'm talking the last two teams.
These people have.
Who do you have second to last?
Chargers.
Yeah, he has
Oh,
a Chargers
fuck.
second.
Oh,
Chiefs-
sorry. Hang
Chiefs,
on.
Broncos,
Yeah, I was gonna say
Chargers,
he's the one
Raiders.
different. Yeah.
You think Jimmy G is an upgrade from Derek Carr? Good fucking luck, bro. And I'll tell that to every fan out there. That is fucking insane that you would think that.
Now timeout.
Well,
Now-
one played for the 49ers, so it doesn't matter who the quarterback is.
Kind of what I
You
was
guys
gonna
just
say.
say that.
Well,
I
I
agree.
had the
I
Raiders
mean-
last. Miss yells a lot,
Yeah,
and
Miss Hills a lot.
don't
you call me that?
No, I had the same thing.
Yeah.
Because now I like Jimmy G as a quarterback.
I like Derek Carr better.
I think Derek Carr is more talented.
I do too.
I think Derek Carr makes more mistakes than Jimmy
Derek
G.
Carr's like Baker. He's
But
never
listen,
given the right situation.
you've got-
He's always in a shit spot, dude.
Josh Jacobs is a good wide receiver. Devontae Adams, you still have there as a wide receiver.
Devontae
I just-
wants to get out.
I just think the most.
do you
I mean,
have-
that's the
who do you
rumor.
have
He's
second?
trying to leave. He
Do you-
doesn't
the
want to be
Broncos. He
there.
has the Broncos second.
No.
Yes.
Broncos second. Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders.
Oh.
Chargers suck dick, dude. Eckler's on the downhill. What's his face just signed a huge fucking contract. Quarterback.
I'm also firing Brandon Staley at the end of the year. But,
That's gonna happen. We all know that.
But it's not because.
And I'm telling you, this is what's gonna get him fired. This team's gonna go fucking 9.
not believing in
and
Kellen
8.
Moore as the new.
And I'm just saying the Broncos
So
probably go
who do
like
you have
10 and
first and
7,
second, Kenny?
11 and 6.
You obviously have the Chiefs,
Chiefs obviously go 12 to 14
and
wins.
Chargers.
I might switch that
Okay.
Raiders Chargers. but
Raiders.
I
Thinking
could,
Raiders second is what you're thinking?
I could see it. I could see the switch.
I don't think so.
Are you really
No, between
switching?
the
Are you
Chargers,
switching?
between the Raiders and Chargers, I could see the switch.
That's what you're saying. Second to third, third to second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see the flip from that.
That's ballsy.
How?
That'd be even more. Picking the Raiders second's more ballsy than picking the Broncos second.
Oh,
Just
I
saying.
mean, that's literally retarded. Sorry.
You brought up Kellen
Moore.
Moore. I forgot about
stupid.
I forgot about Kellen Moore.
Yeah, Kellen Moore's the offensive coordinator at the
He
Chargers.
should have been fired. For some reason, he wasn't, and he's going to prove
He
his
got
point.
promoted.
What?
He's
He
going to
was.
prove his point.
He did
'cause-
get fired.
He got fired for not allowed back. I forget what they said.
I don't know what's going
He
on
just-
tonight. I'm just going to tell you tonight.
Stop saying
Mine-
Dallas Cowboys.
Mine and your picks are exactly the same. That
We
I
love
don't
the
think that's
Cowboys.
ever happened. Ever.
Yeah, usually you guys are kissing and hugging.
All three of
wait,
us.
Are
and
we
you're
not the
wrong.
same?
I told you these two I'd
Yeah,
be
you were talking
weird
about
with.
switching.
I just said I thought
Honestly,
about it. I just said they could, but I'm
hey,
gonna keep
No,
it
his.
where it is.
You
No,
know,
I think-
did you change that? Because you said
No,
that-
he didn't.
Okay.
So
So we're all three the same.
We're all
three the same on both.
Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders.
And then
Yes.
your brain damaged son.
Who picked Broncos last? Dumb.
Yeah, we
There's
were
no
different there.
way, dude. No fucking way.
I should have the Raiders last.
The Raiders
You do.
are
You have
last.
Broncos
I mean,
and Raiders.
100%.
You do.
I'd bet my life on it. What do you think Devontae Adams is going to throw
Well, mark it
and
down.
catch it?
I can have his life.
Mark it down.
I can have
Are
his
you gonna
life.
mark it down?
I've
Slap a
already,
label on
I
it.
haven't marked it. We all have them
I've
marked
got it down. I've
No,
got
but
it
I'm
down.
like a big mark it down.
I've
Can
got.
I get your soul?
So real quick, I do want to say something. Going back to the NFC West, the Rams and Niners thing.
Seems
Like
like you might have already sold that.
hey, like I said, real quick, I do want to. I
Sean
will.
McVay,
I
Sean
will.
McVay,
I
Sean
will
McVay.
backtrack a little bit. But all I want to
Oh,
say.
here we go.
Dallas
No,
Cowboys.
it's not a crazy backtrack. I still think the Rams.
This is you and Brady and Tua.
Megatron,
McVay.
Yeah, but minus
McVay.
injuries,
I'm not-
minus
I never-
injuries with
yeah.
Tua. I mean, you're talking MVP candidate.
All I'm
last
telling
year.
you, is like the top two. I just say Rams or Niners.
Such an idiot.
That's indifferent to me. It's gonna be one of them. I know that's a cop out, but it's just one of them. I just say Hawks are third.
Oh, it's going to be one of them, not the other one. We know that.
I just say Hawks are third. That's a thing that we're disagreeing on. It's Hawks third or Rams third, and I say it's Hawks.
No, I can say.
I can
Honestly,
see
say
the
my second
Rams-
pick,
That's
the
literally
Hawks,
what we
is not going to be
disagree on.
one at all. There's just
They're
one.
not-
Everybody,
gonna be, yeah.
everybody has second to last. The Hawks. I do not.
Second to
Oh,
last.
sorry.
Second place.
Everyone has second
Second
to last.
place.
Rams. I'm the
Yeah.
only person that has the Hawks. That was my point. Not second. Second to last. All I'm
You
saying,
have Rams
You have
first.
Rams first, actually.
motherfucker. That's my argument.
He's changed his mind already.
No, it's not.
You talked some sense.
Sorry,
into it.
Yeah.
I did. I kept saying second, but what I
He
meant
was thinking Sean Payton, Sean McVay. He's
Well-
like Sean Payton, Peyton McVay, Peyton McVay, Peyton.
What I'm trying to say
Who
is
do I love the most?
the second to last. All of you guys have the Rams, and I'm saying it's going to be the Hawks, and that is what I will stand my grave
Why
on.
do you have to bring up what
They're
we have?
third.
Why can't you bring up what you have?
I will take that to 3. Like to my grave, 100%. Hawks are 3.
Well, he made the bet on his life,
Cards,
so
Hawks,
better
and
hope
then
that pans
Rams.
out.
Which
I'm
bet was
hoping it
that? I
doesn't.
don't. Which bet was that though? That because he's already backtracked. I
What
think the
are you
bets-
talking about? The NFC West. I'm just saying the
Dude,
Hawks
relax.
are
We're
3rd.
just kidding. You're getting all antsy about Sean McVay and Peyton. Peyton, Sean McVay. Anyway, all right. That's
that.
it. We got him down.
It's his grass. So
Now
like,
Hunter
it's
knows what he
kinda
thinks
aggressive.
about when they're doing the duty.
Maybe I can rile him up like he does me.
No,
Not
at
tonight, Sonny. Trivia.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get after we got those picks. Creston, you've got
I've
all
got
those wrote down.
picks. I've got
all
it.
right, let's move
Somewhere.
on. Zach, we're gonna move
Hold
on.
on, you guys just keep
Gonna
hanging out.
move
It's around
on,
here somewhere.
to a little trivia.
You folded
we
it
doing
up
trivia
earlier.
before the
You
end?
folded it up.
Did I?
No, we'll
that
do
was a
trivia and then
different
we'll
one.
do Creston, and then we'll get to the end.
I almost died. That's all I know.
Well, I'll give you one, and then I gotta find the other ones. There's
How did
only
you lose
there's
the trivia?
there's
You
only
folded them up.
listen. There's only one team that has ever won the NFC and AFC championship game.
Seattle Seahawks.
He killed it.
They're the only team that's been in the NFC and the AFC.
Really?
Yeah, they started in the NFC.
Well, I just wanted to
got
give you
moved
something
to the
bold.
AFC,
I mean, hey, it worked out.
and then moved back to the NFC.
Kenny, would you have got that?
I would not have actually.
Exactly. Next time, just don't don't go too wild. Let's give everyone a chance here, dickhead.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I know my
In the
history.
NCAA football, who has the most rushing touchdowns?
Jesus.
You're talking about rushing touchdowns all time.
Dude, I can't find it.
Peterson.
You folded it up. It was a paper you folded.
Did
Different
it?
one.
Didn't he?
Different one. Completely different.
Would it be Jim Brown?
No.
Is it Texas running back?
You guys keep doing your thing.
Or what about the guy from was it Eric Dickerson maybe from
No.
No.
It was Dickerson.
what about what was
I
it?
thought it was.
Are
I
you
thought it
actually
was.
right?
It's probably
It's the
Is it
one you
Ricky
folded
Williams?
up. I'm
probably
telling
pretty,
you.
it's
no
probably
way,
pretty
dude.
new.
Get it out of
No,
your
it's
pocket.
this one. This is the one I folded.
It could have been. It could be new.
the one
It
I
could be
wanna
new.
get.
Because I figured Barry had it.
Would Ricky Williams?
Oh, it's this one.
I thought Ricky Williams did have it at one point.
How about Ricky Williams?
No.
So what was his? Remind me the question again. Repeat the question.
Who's got the most NCAA touchdowns?
All
To be
time.
repeated.
running back.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's
Yeah, the
running
all
back.
time.
Oh, it was just all-time touchdowns. Oh, so it's okay.
Rushing.
He said rushing.
Yeah, I thought he
What
said
I said,
rushing
yeah.
touchdowns.
But I'll give you it's a running back. Yeah, bold.
Well, no, sure.
Well, as I said, is it a guy from Texas? I thought it was Ricky Williams.
No.
It wasn't Barry.
In a year. I'm so sorry. Did I not?
Oh!
Fuck! I fucked that trivia up. Hey, I did.
What's
Sorry.
the answer?
What's the most rushing touchdowns in a year by a running back?
50,
That might
54.
be. That might be Barry Sanders
It's Barry Sanders.
Okay.
in a year. Yeah.
How many was it?
37.
37.
Sorry about that. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I have
God.
one more.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
you- well,
Can you
let's
say it right?
let's
I will.
get this.
I'm so sorry about that, folks. I'm really sorry. Yeah.
We've made a new
Sorry, I was so
deal,
confused looking for
and-
the
and
third
you're all
one. I
spinning
tried. I
around
got.
and,
I got confused.
He's-
All this Sean
Sean
McVay
McVay.
shit has got me flustered.
He's
Any-
got
He's
I'm flustered.
Hey, Sean, he's moist.
I'm like a wilted flower.
He's moist.
definitely moist.
Anyway, going
Sorry.
on. What team is the team that lost the most in the Super Bowl? NFL error, and it's two teams are tied.
Bills.
Bills and the Bills and the
The
Vikings.
Vikings.
Yeah,
obviously.
Bills and
Wrong,
Vikings.
wrong.
Now
Either
say the
one.
question again. Who lost the most Super
I like
Bowls?
how he's like Bills Vikings. Understood the question, then when he's wrong,
Well,
he's
you-
like,
then I
"No,
got to-
say it
well, You
again."
didn't say Super Bowl, so what was it?
Who's lost the most in the Super Bowl?
Okay, and who's lost the most games in the Super Bowl in history?
Two teams tied.
They both lost 4.
Ooh, you know,
This one's really interesting because I read it. I thought the Bills would be one. Vikings,
'cause they've only
obviously
lost
not.
4.
Are you serious?
How many of the Patriots?
the Vikings made a lot of
They've lost-
Super Bowls.
Yeah,
in the
Patriots?
70s.
they lost a lot of championship games to get to the
Patriots?
Super Bowl.
Patriots might be one actually because they lost some in the early.
They lost 1 in
They
'85,
lost,
and then they,
and then
went
they
to
lost
shit.
against Parcells.
Yeah, lost against.
That was
then
the
they-
Bledsoe year. And they lost like 2 against Eli.
Yeah.
And then did they lose another one though? That'd only be
Yeah,
4.
That would
he
be
lost.
5.
Yeah,
No,
he
that
lost-
would be 5.
He lost against Big Dick Foles.
They did.
Yeah.
So
Patriots.
that would be 5.
Patriots
Patriots.
is
We're going
number
Patriots.
1, and
Yeah.
well, they're tied. You got another one though. There's another
Dallas.
team. This team though is crazy when
Oh.
you think about it. I'm like,
Was it the Eagles?
no.
Calm down there, Eagles.
This team is actually funny, and I will give you a. Small... Actually, go ahead.
The Clowns?
All you guys do it. I won't give you any hints unless you want one.
I was thinking that or the Colts, but I could be wrong. So I'll go
No,
ahead.
not the
Okay, I'll give you a small hint. This quarterback is actually regarded as maybe one of the best of all time, easily top 5, top 10. We forget about his younger years.
Denver.
Yep.
Oh, Delaware. Yeah.
I mean, he lost a lot. He lost like 2 there, and then that team lost like a couple other ones.
Terrell,
and then Peyton lost one as well.
What
to
was
the Seahawks,
yes,
which was
yes.
the 5th.
What was the running back that was so good? I want to say it's
Terrell
Davis. I want to say Jackson. That Terrell Davis is what finally put Elway over that hump.
They back to back
at the
too.
end. Yes,
I forgot that he actually played.
Which is cool about the Packers because they went together. Whatever, it was either one or the other was going to be back to back.
I still blame Brett.
Yeah, that would have been Favre.
I still blame Brett Favre for giving
Elway, and it turned out to be
Elway
Elway.
his first.
Chip would have
win.
never known that because they didn't know the next.
All right,
year, but
Zach.
it is
Thanks for your
interesting.
segment on weird trivia that you can't say right. But next time,
Sorry, one was bad. You killed the AFC NFC.
One was
though.
bad.
Oh, shit.
The NFC one, though. I thought
right,
that would
Creston.
be a more fun trivia.
All right, are we ready?
I'm sorry that I'm the only one that knows that they
Why
started
is this
it.
Creston? This is all
Oh,
of
no,
us.
yeah, well.
Except
You need to set the scene. It was a
Set the
boat.
scene.
Zach was scared and started
This
chugging
boat?
beers.
Me and my dad got it. He's like, this duck hunting, this Newland, this everything boat. No carpet, hot as shit though. That's what happens in the sunlight.
It was not
And I'm
hot as
set
shit.
in
It
the
was
seat.
perfectly fine.
No, this is the exact words
It
he
had
told
rhino.
me.
It had rhino. It's got rhino
No, I
lining
think it's
sprayed.
badass.
It's rhino lining sprayed all over the boat and then painted
Oh, you guys
camouflage.
sprayed it.
No, from the factory they spray
really?
rhino
No, it's
lining.
awesome.
Yeah,
No, that
instead
thing
of
is
putting
cool
the
as fuck.
carpet. Yeah.
But anyways, we didn't catch any fish, and then the next day I almost died because I went to work in a hot factory.
Boy, he really builds up. I mean, he talks for hours about bullshit that doesn't matter, and then it comes into the outdoor minute. Yeah, we didn't catch shit, and I about died, and that was our outdoor minute. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Oh yeah, and I forgot. Some jackass sucked a ski line up.
I did.
Yeah, into the Sea-Doo.
I did.
Why? Because some fatty couldn't get up on his skis.
No, it wasn't his fault. It wasn't. It was
his
my
fault.
fault.
No,
It was
no,
his
wasn't
fault.
me.
fault
It
'cause
wasn't me on the skis.
Yeah, because we were
No,
switching
it was
you out.
switching
Different
from
person
you.
on the
Yeah, it
skis.
was
We were
switching
switching
from
you
you to
out
Hunter.
because you were
and
too
I told
fat.
Hannah
And sucked it
the
up.
way we were doing that, the wind was blowing me into bank, and you all were up there towards bank where you could stand up and get everything switched.
So I was telling Cody, I was like, I can't ski. It's impossible. I've tried it before. I tried to ski on a fucking mountain. I can't do it. I'm a board guy only.
What did you
I'm
do?
telling you,
Ski shit.
I would
Damn it,
take off
Kenny.
and
It's my legs.
I would
just-
take
I
off
don't
and your
record.
legs automatically. What you should
Whatever
have done,
we're
you
hitting.
should have X'd your skis like
That's the
this
only thing I could have touched.
with the rope under them and X'd them. But
Whatever
as
the
soon
fuck
as
that
I
is.
gagged it, your feet would go straight. I mean, Simone Biles or Boyles or whatever her name is.
Excellent
yeah,
noise.
she could not do the splits as good as you done when we were taking off.
That's what I'm trying
I mean,
to
your
tell
feet
you.
would go
Not Terry.
straight out.
I can't do
Genitals.
that shit. I can't do it. I said that. I told Cody. I was like, you can tighten him up. Or I was telling Hannah. Hunter was there. I was like, good luck. Hunter was trying to try it. I was like, good luck. There's no way I can possibly do this. Are you
So-
done?
No. Go ahead, keep
The outdoor minute, we went noodling, which is way too late in the season to noodle. We tried it anyway.
I actually
Found
didn't see
one-
any wildlife.
Yeah, found one fish in a hole. Before Sean heard him thump twice, biting,
Yeah, I heard him.
and before we could get
We're gonna need a
surrounded,
bigger boat.
Here's exactly how this played out. So what he did, he put it in there, and he was like, yo, he just bit. He's like, son of a bitch, there's one in there. He's like, better put your hand. Me, trying as fast as I can to put a glove on my right hand, I was like, oh, I can't live without my right hand. And so I put it on my left hand. I was like, I can live without this one. So I put it back on my left hand, and then I was like, you swear to God, this isn't a snapping turtle. You fucking know.
yeah,
this
he's
is a
like,
fish.
"Is this a fish for sure?"
I was like, I'll put
Are
my
you
hand in it, but I
sure?
mean, you tell me. I was like, are you for sure? And he was like, it's a fish. And by the time I put my hand in, he's like, son of a bitch is gone.
I couldn't find it. We couldn't find it with the stick. We went under the rock. It had to have went out.
Definitely not a right hand. I could sacrifice a left, you know what I mean, to a snapping turtle, you know what I mean?
Well,
It's like
you,
3
now
dishes.
you've been there once. You still haven't been bit. We need to go earlier in the year where you can get bit. But I mean,
We need to get.
you were a
Kenny
little
back.
hesitant. I could tell you were a little apprehensive.
I was ready.
about-
I was just like, give me.
You were right
tell
there,
Me, tell
but
me
you
for sure.
but
Tell
you-
me for sure.
He kept
like,
looking at me in my eyes. He's like, "Hey, are you sure it's a fish? Promise,
Like,
promise me
you're
it's a fish,
100%.
not a turtle. Are you 100%
Well,
out
then the whole
here?"
time I'm running around the
Yeah, some
backside of
snap
these
turtle
rocks.
shut down. He's like, come on, give me a little bit
I'm
of
running around the
finger.
backside of the rocks looking for any outlet that it could have got out over.
This guy's over there with a GoPro. GoPro,
A
practically.
GoPro?
Yeah, GoPro.
A GoPro.
Practically
My
fucking
God.
drowning. He's over there. He's like, it's so cold back here. What are you guys doing up there? He's like, it's cold. I don't feel shit back here. That was you.
Yeah, that's because we were checking for rocks.
Yeah, me and Crescent, we were in the hunt. We were in the trenches, bro.
Is that what you call that?
In the trenches. We were in the trip.
Technically,
The
I
water was
I was
90.
in the trench.
The water was 90.
You're up there talking about gloves. You had gloves on and the camera, and you're like, it's cold out here.
You lost your gloves.
The water was 90.
I didn't need 'em.
98 degrees.
You lost them.
It's way
It
too
went
late
bare
in the
knuckle.
season to noodle. So
I'm ready for next year, though. We're not going to fuck around.
we're
next
going
year.
the 1st of June.
We're going the end of May.
It's a must.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
I don't know. I'm just saying words.
I'm just saying we wait every year and try to go at the end of July
I want
and
to
August.
gauge.
and it's
I want
just
to
not.
gauge Sean.
123.
Show high on Tony. I'm out on this.
All right. Anything else on the outdoor?
No, we.
Next plans? Fishing tournaments? Anything?
I have nothing coming up till.
Because it's too hot for the fish to even move.
No, they just.
Pretty much too hot
They
for
don't.
anything to
They
move.
don't let you have tournaments because I mean you got to think about this. You catch a fish, you put it in the live well. Most boats have either gray or black carpet or a dark colored carpet. You're going to bake the fish in the live well. There's no way. I mean, even if you add ice in the morning, by noon, that's all gone and the water's warmed up. I mean, you can't catch a fish in 25 foot of water, bring him up, put him in a boat, and have him bake in the sun all day right on the surface where it's. I mean,
Oh, was that Hunter that just pulled in?
Well, and
I saw lights.
I would agree with that. So when do you kind of start to kick off like September
yeah.
type deal? So
Something's going on with the
I mean, they're having some night tournaments, but yeah,
Something's going on.
yeah. Oh, do they?
they do.
Overnighters?
But you don't
Yeah.
really have light. You don't have the lights. Right?
No, I don't worry about the lights for fishing. You can fill them by.
You look like that
No, I
machine
just
in
mean-
the
I mean
abyss
lights for the boat.
just lights up.
Yeah, for bow fishing. Yeah, I
No,
don't.
for the boat, just for the. Oh, there's where the lights are. But don't you have to have better, more lights than just what you have? Because you
No,
just have
you
the
have
back
a
pole
red.
and the front.
Yeah,
red.
you have an anchor light, which is the back white one, and you have a red and green for the front. That's all you have to have.
Oh, okay. I thought you needed.
Nope.
I thought you needed like a big spot.
No, it's actually pretty dangerous. Actually, they actually should require more lights on board.
Actually,
on the lake.
you know where the danger part comes from, is the big yachts and the sailboats. The sailboats, when you're anchored up out in the lake, only have to have a mast light up on the mast of the sail. One
None
white
on the
light.
tips, none on the bow or the
One white light, and they always put it on a sailboat up on the mast, which is
for
30,
the airplanes to
30
watch
or,
out
no,
for.
yeah, exactly, 30 or 40 foot in there. So when you're driving down the lake and you see this white light and it's out in
think
front
that's
of you,
the front?
you think it's plumb up there on the bank because it's so high in the air, it matches all the other lights. It's way up on the bank, and all of a sudden there's a fucking sailboat 12 foot in front of you, and you're trying to dodge it. Or the big yachts.
That's a good point.
The big yachts is 3 stories. They have to have a light on it. Well, their white light is always up on the very tip top of the boat.
But now, generally, though, most are smart enough to have them lit up to look even cool.
I just imagine
Yeah.
everything is Jaws, and there's a Jaws coming.
Yeah.
And we're going to
But-
need a bigger boat.
But yeah, I mean, the sailboats
Most of
and
them are
a
lit
lot
up.
of the big yachts that go out there and anchor up all night and have the orgies or whatever they do out there.
There's orgy boats?
I'm just saying, there's nothing to do in the
Can
middle of
you
the
get
lake.
a third job, Sean? Buy
You
an
got-
orgy boat.
I mean, it's getting down
We're gonna
to
talk
87 degrees at night and 112 in the day.
Orgy
And you're going to go
boats
out there
and
and set in
outdoor.
this big yacht. I mean, what are you doing besides just drinking and whoring around? I mean, seriously.
Your old pontoon. How you ladies doing?
But I'm serious. So they have the
Orgy
lights way up
inspector!
high.
None at Ulaga, though, because the Corps. Just letting y'all know about that.
What, for
We're not
orgies?
getting started on the
allowed.
core. Yeah.
Chime out in there.
And
think so.
by the way, you said Ulaga. By the way, it was down like 3 foot lower than.
That's 4 feet lower.
Okay,
They'll
4
always
feet.
keep
Yeah.
it that way. After
Dude,
that
that-
debacle they had with,
It was up higher last year.
I'm just not much. I'm just saying,
Dude.
with the debacle they
Dude, you
had.
remember the rocks?
in 19? Was it 19?
No.
The big flood. And
Okay,
we
do you
Yeah, it was
remember
19,
the
I
rocks? You
think,
remember the
yeah.
rocks we were at last year?
Yeah.
Those were all exposed.
Okay.
They were completely dry. I mean, the lake was you could see the water level. I mean, it was like
Sure.
6 or 8 foot.
No, I can
above.
tell it's lower, but I'm
Yeah.
saying,
It was way lower. It was
Dramatically
Yeah, it
lower.
was dramatically lower.
but compared to what they used to keep it at in the summer,
Yeah,
it's
even
even lower because
Yeah.
even
We
when
did
you
go to
went
New
last
Alleyway.
year,
Old
it was
Alloway.
still so.
Okay.
We
They
should have
probably
just
see
went
a
we
lot
should-
in there.
Yeah, we
I'm
should've just
telling
went
you,
over
old
there.
Alloway right now with all the foundations and the old cellars and stuff, as low as the water was, a lot of them the cellars would have still had water where we could have went down in the cellars, but you could have seen them better. You wouldn't have had to have them marked to go find them.
Well, that's what I was saying. I thought about that afterwards. I was like, shit, we should have went to Alloway.
All right.
Cody was telling me they were having better fishing up by the bridge anyways. So, all right,
All
Kenny, it's now your music starts, and Oh, why your son went outside? It's still sketchy.
Just a few things.
Stat time with stats.
First, did anybody watch the first football game last night, preseason Hall of Fame game?
Tempted to.
Okay, so one thing I've always noticed about that game is there seems to be always a field problem. There's lights.
The lights, yeah.
I mean, there's always an issue. It's like
what happened last night?
The lights was one of them, but then sometimes it's the turf. And I heard someone bitching about the turf. I didn't catch it on the radio who it was. Kellen Mond and we tweeted about this that.
Oh, we did.
That UCLA quarterback Doral Thompson is for the Browns is second string automatically. Kellen Mond's been in the league way too long to look that bad. He's never been good. They drafted him the third round out of A&M. At A&M, he wasn't that good. At the Vikings. And he's just not that good.
Yeah, I know.
And it's amazing to see how many quarterbacks are still in this league that just aren't that good.
Oh, they've done that for years.
But the guy from UCLA...
They've done that. I don't know how many times you look. You would look and you'd turn around and you'd see Trevor Siemens.
Dorian Thompson, not Doral. Dorian Thompson. That's the rookie. He is going to be the second string for the Browns.
Didn't he play...
DeMarcus Ware sang the national anthem.
No, Dorian. Wasn't he in...
UCLA. No, you're thinking of...
Is that
was
that the Dorian Thompson, Richardson
he played
or something?
USFL or XFL, didn't he?
No, he's a rookie. He played UCLA for like 4 years.
Who?
Yeah.
Is that the Thomas Richardson or whatever it had on the back of his jersey?
Dorian Thompson. He was the quarterback
I'm thinking it's Bethel
in
Thompson.
the second half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bethel Thompson played in the USFL or the XFL just recently.
So...
he was a UCLA quarterback for, one season?
Damn it, I said I'm trying to not say
What?
Also, basketball.
As
the
well.
richest contract per season was signed today, or announced today. Was Anthony Davis, $186 million for 3 years.
Boy, how are you paying the rest of the players?
Well, he's only 3 years, so I'm sure there's like all these player options, how they spin it around. That's why it's the highest paid. But is it just me, or is that guy not impressive anymore either? Basketball, if your kid has got here's a program alert right here. If your kid's got talent, put them in basketball.
Get that max contract.
No, I mean, it's
just be done.
People are getting, the basketball players are getting paid. You could be very average and be the
their money?
6th to 8th man off the bench, and you're making $10 million a year. You can't even get that running backs that are starters that get pounded
every day. Are they
getting their
money off of merchandising?
I don't know, but it's nuts.
Remember, they're bankrolling the WNBA, and that is doing horrible.
Well, and you also...
I think they're about to be in their playoffs, but I don't even know how I know that.
But you also is not a hard cap at basketball.
Plus they're bankrolling the Chinese.
Are they back to that now?
I thought they were.
Oh, who knows? That got real ugly and nasty.
It did.
So,
I
anyway.
think that's why they made everybody's...
One thing, Zach brought up Sean Payton. He talked a lot of
Sean McVay as well.
Sean Payton, though, trashed Nathaniel Hackett this last week about how shitty that coaching job and everything at Denver was. It makes for a good game 4 week 5 contest between the Lakers, or not Lakers, I'm thinking Lakers, between the Broncos and...
just go outside and chug a beer.
and,
what?
And the Broncos...
I don't have a lighter.
Who am I thinking of? I'm drawing... And the Jets, obviously. So they come out... Because Hackett's back to the Jets. He's offensive coordinator with Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers ran his mouth a little bit back and said, hey, don't talk about coach. Hey, I think it's great, blah, blah. Who cares? This was big news this week, and it bored the shit out of me because in reality, I think they're both right. One thing Aaron Rodgers should have done probably is talk shit on a coach publicly that still coaches. It's tacky. But Sean Payton's been known to be tacky before. The guy runs his mouth. He was suspended for a year for having a bounty for his players to do certain things to certain players to take him out. So for everyone to be surprised about that seems odd. Sean just brought up a good point there on the computer about the Broncos. A lot of rookies right now, especially receivers. Zay Flowers, who I joke about because he's my pick. But Marvin Mims for the Broncos has been talked about really heavy about being a big playmaker on that team.
I think he's the only damn wide receiver left because the other two just got injured.
Well, that looks going to make it even better. But that don't mean the Broncos are going to be in second place.
I don't know. I get that.
But anyway, that's all I have, guys. Sean, anything? Closing? Anything?
I almost died.
Yeah.
Anybody hear that?
Too hot.
I caught the poisoning, then went to work, and almost died.
You caught the fat poisoning in the beer.
No, I got the
alcohol
heat
poisoning.
No,
at the lake. Yep.
no, I caught the heat poisoning.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Some of us go to hot places.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. I'll try to say much less next week.
By the way, we're having a good podcast.
That's why I said I'll say that less. I thought for the most part in the beginning I did much better, but as I start to get to the end, it's like
you go to critiquing me. I just go with whatever you say I'm doing wrong.
But anyway, next week, here's what we're going to talk about next week. So preview for next week, fans. We're going to talk about the SEC next week, and also we'll finish up on the NFL East or NFC East and the AFC East. Going to be probably the two most interesting conferences, especially the AFC East. I'm going to be real interested to see if anybody's got the same picks throughout. I doubt it's going to be.
Oh my God, you bored me.
I know. Well, waiting on you, so I'm kind of giving the preempt for next week.
That
was it. That was it. All right, see you.
Everybody say goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.